Okay.
Marcos del Pilar, a pleasure to be here with you.
How are you, my man? Thank you.
I'm really good.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
I always love the energy spending time with you.
Yeah.
Padel Alto is amazing. Thank you for all the coverage that you guys are giving, for every single thing that we are doing in the US, not only PPL, but also, every single step that we're making. So thank you from the deepest of my heart, bro.
Thank you so much, Marcos. Can you tell me about your role within Padel and the Padel in the US?
Well, it's a little bit of everything. I think that I was kind of that's what they tell, about me. Like, I'm kind of the pioneer, I'm kind of the visionary. I was the one, with energy enough to believe in Padel becoming, a massive sport in the US. That was kind of my dream. Yeah. I think that's still, kind of my mission in life. I want to make the sport of Padel massive in the US. And this is where I've been spending my time, for the last 8 years of my life. So my main goal at the beginning obviously was creating infrastructures, putting some facilities together. Second is building the map of alliances, from all the American institutions and those, players that could cultivate and boost, the growth of the sport. And then relationship with venture capitals, private equity and investment groups that were able to invest and grow the sport in America. In addition to that, I would say, last thing is I'm very invested on education. We are pushing really hard on building the army of ambassadors in the US within my partner Padel MBA. So we have Padel MBA USA, and part of our mission is to educate and provide certification in partnership with the USPTA. And this is, my daily basis, working really hard on PPL and growing, and other opportunities for Padel in the US.
And how would you say it goes to build up this infrastructure in the US right now? Where are you right now in the US? Would you say?
Where I'm at, living or?
No, like where are you in the Padel scene in the US right now?
I think we overpass, what I usually call the tipping point. I think that there's no way back now. I think we are in the position where actually we are going to be experiencing something that is going to be amazing. Yeah. I'm always telling in the conferences that I'm giving, like, we are going to experience, the best opportunity in sports, in the next 15 or 20 years, because, we are scaling the business in the US on a very, very rapid, pathway. And even people, they don't know. They're asking me like, oh, Marcos, but there are a number of courses right now, it's not that much or whatever. I say, wait a couple of months and you will see, the way that we are scaling that.
Yeah, what I can see here at the summit in Malaga, the energy, the boost, is very high from like everyone wants to know more about how it goes with Padel in the US and everything. What can you say about that?
Well, I think once again, I think the opportunity is there. I was explaining, a couple of minutes ago that the US itself is becoming the largest market in the world by far. Yeah. It's like having 52 countries, being, developed at the same time under the same umbrella. So my main focus now is obviously sustainability. I know that after surpassing this tipping point, and getting into the growth stage, which is what I think we are now. My main goal is now two things. One is focusing on sustainability. We gotta be able, to grow with sustainability and taking care of the sport in the long run, which is something that I'm really taking care of. And second is, and this is kind of my personal goal, after making it massive in the US, I wanna help, Padel to become an Olympic sport. So I'm working, on every single angle that I have, to help Padel to become Olympic. That is my newest step, in my mind, and I'm fully invested on that too.
Yeah, and we're standing here by the official.
Hey, wow, this is our official court, the
Pro Padel League.
Pro Padel League court, man, what a milestone, right?
Yeah,
look.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, right? You see that in here, with the logos, they developed, Adidas Padel, developed one court only for us, and I'm so proud of this, You see the Pro Padel League with different design, they are doing a pretty good job. Yeah. So that's fantastic. I'm very proud of that for sure.
Tell me more about the league, Pro Padel League.
Pro Padel League is an exercise of lateral marketing that we did, we were creative and disruptive and innovative enough for creating something that nobody else was creating in the world. I think we put together the proven system, which is franchise model, that has been proven once again to be very successful in other racket sports within the growth and the magic of Padel. So, and then I thought about creating a new ecosystem for the sport of padel to grow in North America, to be developed in North America, to create opportunities for others, to get people inspired, and to develop the next generation of padel superstars and padel superheroes in the United States. So I just put together this concept with my co-founder, and we created the Pro Padel League. On the first season, we had 7 teams participating on that. We scaled that to 10 teams. In the current season, we have now 10 teams, and we are in open discussions with other groups. So I think we'll be maybe 14 to 16 more teams, no more in total.
In total, 14 to 16 teams.
In 2025. So the momentum that we have.
In 2030?
In what? In
2030?
We have plans. I don't know if I need to disclose that, but we have plans to grow, because I have the feeling that I'm leaving my legacy with that. I'm finally creating that ecosystem for the sport to get that exposure. I'm super proud to say this, but this year we put padel in front of more than 300 million households all over the world. So the fact that Pro Padel League is being exposed in over 90 million households in the US is absolutely massive, because what we are doing is just living that legacy, providing that exposure to the sport at the same time that we are building the grassroots, and the pathway for, the sport to be developed in the upcoming years. So I'm super, super excited, super grateful to the partners that we got and the ones that are still to come. And it's super exciting times, man. Like, we gotta say the vamos. Vamos is like, vamos!
Yeah, we're gonna end this interview with
at the end, we'll do that, okay? You promise? You promise. Yeah.
We're gonna end that. But first, we need to talk a little bit more like in the US, pickleball is really big also. How would padel and pickleball contribute to each other in the future?
Listen, I've been asked this question a lot. I don't see any competition in racket sports. Actually, I don't see any competition in life, in anything. And this is kind of a bigger statement. I don't see any competition. I only see collaboration, partnership, unity, opportunities. I truly believe in an environment where all of us can become successful together. This is what I see life. I understand that it can sound, a little bit romantic. They told me, a couple of minutes ago, like, hey, this is very romantic. I said, well, this is the way that I see life. This is the way that I want to see life, This is the way that I envision, my future. So once again, I don't see any competition. I think that both sports are completely different. Like tennis, padel, pickleball, and some other racket sports are under the same umbrella. The way that I see that is like, we need to focus on what I usually call the blue ocean, like actually looking for a target that has never been connected with racket sports. So we don't need to compete. I love tennis. I really love tennis. I played pickleball. It's not my favorite, but I respect that, and I'm very supportive on pickleball as well. And I love padel. So whatever is bringing people to our venues, whatever is making a racket sport facility more successful, is a win. And then I don't care if you are happy, by playing padel, man. I'm your man. If you are happy playing tennis, maybe I'm your man too. But it's like pickleball. There's a room for that. I think that in fact we gotta be very, very supportive on that, or at least very respectful in the way that they have already proven that another racket sport can become successful in the US. And this is exactly what I'm trying to build, for 8 years of my life. So I can see some inspiration in there. And I just have nothing but great words for that. So I truly think that the television product is completely different. The excitement that both sports are bringing are completely different as well. Even the target, and the average, let's say, customer persona is different as well. But this is a different story. So no competition at all. I think that if racket sports have any competition, I would say that it's in activity. I think that if we have a competitor, it's not tennis or padel or pickleball. It's in activity, it's maybe video games, it's maybe Netflix, or I don't want to say any brands because I don't want to create any conflict, but like consuming products, on television and in activity is probably our competitor, but not any other racket sport. That's the way I see that.
So Marcus, are we going to end this interview with a big vamos?
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and
one,
then
2, 3.
What is that? What is vamos, by the way?
Vamos.
It's the slogan of the Pro Padel League. You see that? Kids like vamos, vamos. Yeah, I'm gonna do that for sure. But this is the slogan of the Pro Padel League, right? So 1, 2, 3, and then we do a big vamos, okay?
Vamos for the padel in the US.
Padel Alto, Pro Padel League, Marcos del Pilar. 1, 2, 3. Vamos!